Hello, good afternoon everybody, and welcome to today's cooking show here at Moley Robotics, the heart of London, in our new showroom, 16A Wigmore Street. Today we'll be doing a North Indian stroke Sri Lankan recipe, very popular vegetarian recipe, Aloo Matar, which is potato and pea curry. And it's a vegetarian dish, very popular in these regions. And today we're going to show you how our system will be loaded, how we prepare the ingredients, and how we activate the cooking system and the robotic arm to cook the whole recipe. And let's go straight to the actual ingredients itself. I've prepped some ingredients earlier, and I'll show you how our integrated scale system works for our recipes, because with each of the recipes, it's a very specific amount of instructions are required to make sure that the recipes taste as they should, exactly the same way the chefs actually cook these particular recipes. So it's a very high level, precise, and very tasty and healthy recipes that we have. So let's go straight in at the recipe. So on our interface, so you'll see here on our interface, we have our recipe library. And basically you see here we have a list of all the recipes. Now these recipes are from all over the world. We have about 60 recipes in our library at the moment from lots of different countries around the world. Indian, Asian, Italian, Chinese, Sri Lankan. So many recipes to choose from. And also shark cuisine from Spain, which is a very healthy cuisine. Very high in nutrients, very low in calorie, and very healthy. So you can actually filter the menu. You can see on your right that you can filter your menu according to different types of cuisine, low calorie, low carb, low fat, no sugar, for example. So if you're on a specific diet or under some weight management and you need to have a controlled diet, you can do it using our filtering system. So it helps you to select the correct recipes for you to eat. And that's our filtering system. So now we're going to go to our Aloo Matar. You can see it there right on the top there, which is Aloo Matar. And it shows you a list of ingredients required, and also shows you the equipment required. In this instance, it's going to be a medium pot and a slotted spatula. And also nutritional facts. Now we have this on every single recipe. It tells you of carbohydrates, level of carbohydrates, fats, fiber, protein, sodium, which is your salt content. So it gives you as much information as possible for every single recipe. You also have a get ingredients function as well. Now this is a very useful function. So if you wanted to cook this particular meal and you know you don't have the ingredients, you can actually get them fresh prior to cooking, and you can send a message to a phone via WhatsApp, text message, or even an email. And eventually we will be having a added service where you can actually order the ingredients from your home. So your local delivery service like Ocado, Deliveroo, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, they'll actually deliver these ingredients fresh to your doorstep. So there's no need to even leave your home. So the convenience of having a very good quality recipe is made a lot easier because the ingredients are fully accessible using our interface. So let's go straight into the actual robotic cook. So we've got a robot cook today, and we now see the diagram of our workstation, which is the shelving system with the Japanese style shelves, the robotic, the induction hob, and the utensils and containers. It's very diagrammatic, so it's very easy to follow. Anybody can actually start using this straight away. I've only got to use it a couple of times and you're good to go with the most complicated recipes. It shows you how to load, where to load, how much to load, and so on. It's actually really is no way of making any mistakes. So here we go. So we got the first item, which is your bay leaf, cumin seeds, and this is going to go in any of the locations. You saw there's an indicator on here showing you the top shelf or the bottom shelf. I'm actually going to put it on the bottom shelf on the first location. So here we go, the bay leaves and the cumin seeds. And I'll confirm that's been done at that location and confirm. We also have some brown onions, which is going to be on the top shelf on the far right location. And I'll just turn the volume down. Now, that music you can hear in the background is also our voice notification. So during every single recipe, you are notified of an action about to be performed, so you can keep an eye, well, not keep an eye, but you can actually listen to your whole recipe being cooked. So you could be in another part of the room, for example, and you can see you can hear the whole recipe being cooked, which is very useful. Next is your garlic, ginger root, ground turmeric, coriander, and chili powder. Second from the right, confirm. There we go, that's in there. Next is the potatoes, the Maurice Piper potatoes in a long container. And I'll put it in that location actually, so you can see. Now I'll show you how the integrated scale system works actually. So you'll see on the tablet, it first of all tells you it requires 500 grams. Also shows you how to chop the potatoes in terms of what size the actual diced potato should be. And in this case it's medium diced, so medium diced potatoes. So I'm actually going to put it onto the scales now. You'll see the scale icon at the bottom indicate that it's got to reach 500 grams. So I have my potatoes and I'll just drop these in the container, and you'll be able to see the weight go up as I put the potatoes in the container. And so it's a very good way of making sure you have the exact quantity, which is very, very important. There we go. We're on 327, 68, 64, 407, 474, 498, 99. That should be exactly 502 grams, just slightly more, but that's perfect. So that's exactly what I need. So we now have the potatoes ready, and that will go on location on the right hand side of the tall containers. So that's confirmed. Next is your water, the sea salt, ground black pepper. That's going to go in the top, in the middle. Confirm. And then we've got some finely chopped tomatoes, which will go in the tall containers on the bottom shelf. That's confirmed. Then we got fresh peas and the garam masala. Now the garam masala is the bit that will give you the spice in this particular recipe. And the garam masala is going to go on the top shelf on the left, final two compartments. And then olive oil is just from a normal olive oil dispenser. So we've calibrated the robotic grippers to make sure it grips the oil container, tips it. And the timing is according to the actual quantity required. So that's already been tested by our chef and by the engineer. So we know exactly where to tip and when to stop to get the exact quantity. So that's from a normal oil dispenser. And I'll confirm its location at number 1. That's fine. Confirm. And there we go. So that's all the ingredients prepped and loaded. So the ingredients are ready. That didn't take too long. In fact, to prep these ingredients, the peas and the potatoes, really didn't take me too long to prep all that. And it's a very, very quick recipe, but very, very tasty as well. So we've got now the second part, which is preparing the equipment. And it's asking me to put the medium pot in location. It's recommending the front left side. My pot's already there. It's already locked into the actual bracket, so it'll stop it from moving around. And that's already in location, I'll confirm. And the final part is the spatula, which we use for stirring. Now the diagram is very important to make sure the spatula is facing the right way. And you can see from the diagram it should be facing outwards, which is doing there on number 1 hook. And I can confirm that's ready to go. So that's it. That was all there was to it. So we're going to start the cooking process. But whilst we do that, we're on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube today. So if you have any questions, please do send them through. I'll try and answer them during the cooking process. So please do get in touch with any questions you have, are live on air, and I'll answer them for you. But in the meantime, let's start the cooking process.
Turn hob.
So there we go. So this is pinpoint accurate. Now it will turn on the hob. It will actually control the temperature as well. Now there's nothing else for me to do now apart from maybe clear up and walk away. Now, a lot of people are working from home. I could carry on working.
Set hob to 6.
I could be entertaining, spend time with my friends, spend time with my family, and release a lot of time. It's a very, very time-saving system and very convenient to use. So the sound you heard in the background is voice notification. So each part of the process, of the cooking process, you're voice notified, so you can hear exactly what's going on. So let's have a look on Instagram. Let's see if there's any questions come through. Okay, nothing at the moment, so let's have a look on YouTube. Welcome, Jog Santana. Welcome, guys, on Instagram as well. So as I mentioned before, we have our new showroom here in the heart of London, number 16A Wigmore Street. We opened last year. And it's open Monday to Friday for everybody to come and have a look. If you're not able to make it to the showroom, you can contact us via our website, via our contact us page, and we'll get in touch with you and explain and even show you by way of a virtual meeting how the system works and discuss any of your requirements. So if you have any design requirements, we can discuss that in more detail. Again, you can just give us the information on the contact us page, and one of the sales team will get in touch. Whether it's a residential or even a commercial inquiry, I'll get the relevant member from the team to get in touch with you to discuss your requirements. We do quite a lot of live demos here, so we can actually cook a live recipe here in the showroom, so you can see exactly how the system works. It's not just here doing dry runs. Throughout the day, we do about 2 or 3 different recipes per day. So at any time of visiting us here in the showroom, you'll always be able to see the robotic arm in action cooking a meal. So here we've got the onions going in. It's just warmed up the oil. You saw the oil go in and the onions are going in. Now everything is cooked precisely, as I mentioned before, exactly the same way the chef has cooked this particular recipe. So it's not done any faster or any slower. There's no deviation in time. The actual timing, the adjustments on the temperature is done exactly to the chef's requirements. So this is done very accurately and very precisely. And because of that reason, all our recipes always turn out consistently exactly the same every single time we cook. So consistency is very important as well.
Take spatula.
Now the robotic arm itself is industrial level, is already tested for 35,000 hours. So in a residential environment, using it approximately 1 to 2 hours a day, that's almost like 10 years of continuous use, and you'll have no issues with that system at all. It's industrial level, already tested for 35,000 hours. Now the arm already is in different applications around the world, in about 90,000 different applications around the world. So We are available to CE mark for the UK and the European market, but we can also ship our system to as X-Works to the US and the Far East. And because of all the applications of the robotic arm around the world, 90,000 different applications, we'll have local partners that can carry out any maintenance or any issues in relation to the robotic system. So we have a good warranty service to back it all up. We have 1 year's warranty which can be extended, and we have a lot of service available from local partners wherever the region is. So do keep your questions coming in, and I'll try and answer them as quickly and on the spot as possible. Now, if you just go back to the tablet, you'll be able to see the flagging system where it actually indicates on the actual tablet how far during the process you are in terms of timing and percentage. It's available on the actual interface. You'll see quite clearly. Also even tells you when it's about to stir, when it's about to pour any other part of the recipe, and it really gives you a lot of detail visually, so you could have it on your phone next to your desk whilst you're working, and you can actually see what's going on, maybe on your iPad, or if you're just sitting at home, or even if you're working from home, you can at least see what's going on the actual tablet. And here we can see we're 17% of the way through. It's a 14-minute recipe, and it's about to do another stir, and there's a few more stirs left, and it will show you the next action on the actual flagging system. Now, some of the frequently asked questions we do receive is, are there different models available? Yes, there are. We've got about 3 models that are available. What you see here is our X-Air model, which is basically designed on a peninsula, as a peninsula design, so you can have back-to-wall units, and if you've got space for a worktop or a breakfast bar, you can come out with a peninsula and have this mounted on the peninsula system. Also, if you can see on my right at the back there, that's our B-Air model. Now, if you've got more of a compact galley type kitchen, you can go for a back-to-wall system. So it's the same robotic arm, but all the manipulations and the parameters are slightly different. They're against the wall, but it cooks exactly the same way. So that's just with different manipulations on the robotic arm, on the B-Air model. Further down, we've got a brand new model, the metallic blue one, which is a B-Air module, and that actually uses the oven. So we've actually got some oven recipes as well, which we are currently beta testing. So we'll have these oven recipes up in our recipe library very, very soon. And just behind me, you can just about see our brand new chef's table, all black chef's table, very, very good quality system. And the actual whole surface is almost like in glass and of a high gloss perspex material. So basically that's got an induction hob on there, and that's a standalone system. So we can integrate our system either in an existing kitchen if you have the space, or we can integrate that into a new design in a new kitchen as well. The actual space the chef's table takes is only about 1.2 by 1.2 square, so Doesn't take up a lot of space, and it allows you to have the robotic system integrated into the area of your kitchen zone. Now the power supply is only a 220 volt power supply, a plug-in system. So it can more or less be installed anywhere in your kitchen, as long as you have the power supply. And the actual energy consumption of this, say for 1 hour's usage, only uses about 120 watts of energy. So it's a very energy efficient system, which is very similar to other appliances that you may have in your kitchen as well. So it's a very energy efficient system, and uses very low energy, and it's only a plug-in system. So no special power or electricity or any sort of specialist electrician required. It's a simple plug-in system. So I'm just going to check if we have any other questions. Nope, you're all watching quite closely, which is fantastic. So onions have gone in, they're being mixed in, and some of the spices have just been in, the cumin and the bay leaves. Now I can really smell that, quite strong smell, but it smells great. So another frequently asked question is the system available in the US? Yes, it is. It's available as X Works, so we can ship out the whole system to you, whether it's the standalone chef's table, integrated with furniture, the work surface and appliances. We can ship the whole system out, and we can do installation as well. So yes, it's available for the US as X Works, also available for the Far East as X Works as well. But for UK and Europe, we're fully CE certified, and we can basically organize the shipping out to any of those areas. Some other questions we do get asked is what if any errors happen, and how does the kitchen deal with this? So if there's any errors, we are prompted on the interface that there may be an error or there may be a pause in the cooking process. It will be notified on your tablet, on your interface, and you simply either go into the area, see what the issue is, if it's a question of turning the hob back on or repositioning a particular container, you can do that, and then you can resume cooking. So it's nothing too complicated, it's nothing to worry about. It's probably something very minor, but it can be, you're alerted on the interface, and you can basically deal with it straight away. There you see the potatoes gone in. You see the tap in, exactly what the chef would have probably be doing when he's putting in the potatoes. So the potatoes have gone in, and it'll probably be about to do another stir as well. Also, another question I do get asked is, again on the safety side, is what if a pet or somebody puts their hand in the kitchen zone? We have an emergency stop. Now, part of the safety regulations for certification is to make sure that we have all the safety protocols in place. So we have a safety button. That safety button is on all our systems. So if anything happens around the kitchen zone, something happens that you need to really turn off the whole system and deactivate straight away, you simply press the emergency stop button. Everything will stop, and you can release the button and resume cooking once everything's nice and safe, and it's safe to do so. So, a big question I always get asked is how much does it cost? Now, the cost of a chef's table, a standalone system, starts at around about £50,000 plus VAT, and basically you get everything you see here. So you get all your containers, you get all your utensils, you get the induction hob, obviously the robotic system, PC system and everything, the pots and pans, and also the induction hob is a special one. It's got a built-in extraction. So the extraction is actually taken and drawn down. You can probably hear the extraction, it just came on. So the extraction has gone through a filter, and that filter turns the smells and the smoke, whatever, into fresh air, and through the base plinth and through a small vent, the air will come out as fresh air. But you can also duct it to an external wall. So if you want to duct it completely out of the kitchen area, you can actually connect the duct in to the outside wall or channel it to an outlet so that it releases everything from the induction area. Also, in terms of, it's not only just on a single pot usage, things like pasta. Now, a lot of the Italian dishes, the pasta dishes require the pasta to be cooked at the same time as the sauce. So we can actually cook both in parallel. So in one pot, we can do the sauce. So we can do like the bolognese or the pomodoro pasta sauce in one pot. And in the second pot, we can actually use via our mesh, special mesh, we can actually cook the pasta as well at the same time. Now, the reason why it's also energy efficient is that it will only turn on the water when it's required to reach a boiling point for the pasta, and then turn it off immediately when the pasta's cooked. So sometimes when we cook, we leave the hob on unnecessarily, and you're using up energy which is unnecessary as well. So we are able to accurately use the hob only when it's required, which saves a lot of energy. So on the interface, it's now showing me it's 40% of the way through, so we're nearly halfway through this recipe. It's looking and smelling great. I will be doing a little taste test for you guys, so not only will I show you the actual dish, but I'll taste it, so I'll give you a live reaction as to how this particular recipe is going to taste. I'll be completely honest and I'll tell you exactly how it tastes. And it's great. Potatoes have gone in and it's cooking away nicely. Now, I mentioned earlier about the health side and our focus on healthy meals using fresh ingredients. Now, a lot of this information is backed up by lots of research done by the Global Food Research Program, and in particular, the one in North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Now, they've done a lot of research as to the difference of eating fresh, prepared meals, just like this, against the takeaways and the restaurant meals. And they found that because of all the amount of saturated fat and the kind of ingredients that are used outside of the kitchen area for delivery companies and takeaways and restaurants, you can actually reduce cancer by almost 6% by cooking regularly at home. You can actually decrease diabetes by about 48%, and also reduce any kidney diseases by almost 60%. So it just shows that cooking fresh regularly at home is massively beneficial to your health. And they concluded that basically it could potentially add 10 to 11 more years to your life. So the longevity of having freshly cooked meals is massively important. Also, if you're on a sort of weight management program, if you're on any medical program that you've got to eat specific types of meals, you can use our filtering system and make sure that you are eating these kind of meals regularly to make sure you maintain good health. So here we go, the tomatoes have gone in, so that's part of the actual sauce itself. Now, in terms of also cost saving, we've looked at lots of other different types of researches that have been done in terms of the cost of, having takeaways and restaurant food and so on. We've actually discovered that an average family of 4 in a year in this country can easily spend upwards or around about £40,000 or more per year. If they are using regular takeaway meals and restaurant and eating out and so on. But as a comparison, I'll give you an example. For example, spaghetti bolognese. Now, spaghetti bolognese in a good restaurant or even a takeaway service in this country is around about 15 to 18 pounds. But using the same ingredients, we've calculated that those ingredients, by using the system, only actually cost £6. But not only that, you are having less saturated fat, a lot less ultra-processed foods and ingredients. So it's, you know, very, very healthy for you in that sense. And therefore, the cost saving and the health side of it is absolutely massive. So that just gives you an idea against the cost. Now, for example, if you were to purchase a chef's table, the return on your investment could be literally be within a couple of years. So by cooking and using the system more regularly, you can save a lot of money and get a return on your investment quite quickly as well. Another frequently asked question we get is, what is the lead time for our system? So the lead time on average is about 3 to 6 months, depending on the architecture. Now, the architecture consists of the worktops and the different types of fascias, different types of units and appliances that you will have. So depending on your design, the average lead time for our system is 3 to 6 months. Now, in terms of the furniture, now we are partnered with some of the real famous Italian manufacturers, one in particular being Minotti, who help us in supplying and designing for us a lot of the furniture. We also deal with a lot of fabricators and worktop manufacturers in terms of Corian and marble and quartz, for example. So we do a lot of, on my right behind me, you'll see high gloss finishes. We do a high gloss metallic lacquered finish. The latest one, the blue one we had, is actually designed by one of the designers for Minotti, the luxury yacht company. Now, that particular kitchen is made up of a very special material. It's actually made, the whole kitchen is made of plywood. Now, on the luxury yachts, they use marine plywood, but we've used the actual plywood material on the fascia, on the door, the panels, and also the carcass. A lot of the times you get kitchens made of a very good material on the door, but the carcass is made of like a chipboard or something a lot cheaper. But we make sure that our quality is consistent throughout the whole product, from the door to the carcass. Even the actual hinges, the mechanisms are blunt mechanisms which got automatic servo drives on the wall units for automatic opening and closing. And also on the hinge system, we've got the Silice concealed hinges, which are very smart, very unique hinges that you don't see in the cupboard, but they're very nicely concealed within the carcass and really flush fitted. So it gives you a nice premium look. So back on the cost side, so it was about 50,000 plus VAT for a chef's table. This kitchen here is about £75,000 with all the furniture, the work surface and all the appliances. The one behind me is around about 90,000. It's a longer, bigger kitchen, and that's with all the integrated appliances. Now, the price, we also did our due diligence on the pricing, and we sent our information to a lot of different companies around London, and we asked them to give us a price on a decent kitchen, good quality furniture, integrated appliances, and majority of them were actually coming in at the same price as our kitchens with the robotic arm. So our prices are very similar to premium high-end kitchens, but the difference is our system includes the robotic system fully, which is the robotic arm, the PC system, the shelving, the containers, the utensils, and everything you see here, even down to the pot and down to the hob as well, everything's included in the price. So you get a complete full package, premium package with our kitchen designs. So, Boomer 6 hopefully that answers your question on the cost. Got a question in from Hira Anya Mayi. Once we present a seminar on this product, you presented a seminar on this product. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for the presentation. If you need anything more from us, if you need any more guidance or any more information on our product, please let us know and we'll be happy to assist you on any further seminars that you'd like to perform. If you want to conduct a seminar here in our London showroom, you are more than welcome. You're welcome to visit us here, and my team here will be happy to cook lots of different recipes throughout the whole day, and we can certainly help you during the seminar. So we can actually give you a live demonstration of how our system works with real food being cooked in real time. Okay, I'm just going to check on YouTube, see if there's any questions on YouTube. Nothing at the moment, but I see people have joined, which is great. Instagram, I've answered your questions, fantastic.
Stir.
So some of the recipes we have, as I mentioned earlier, we have quite a few recipes, and we always have about 3 to 4 new recipes going on into our library every month. Now, one particular type of cuisine is the Shah cuisine from Spain. Now, this particular cuisine, if you're not familiar with this, is very, very healthy recipes. Very, very good for your general well-being and your health in terms of highly nutritional meals with very, very low calories. We have about 8 or 9 of these recipes now in our library, and we aim to add a lot more and offer a lot more of the healthy side of recipes. Also on the recipes, if you have your own, we can even add your own recipe into the library as well. So all we require is the list of ingredients, the weights of each item, together with maybe a short video or the description of how it's cooked. And our in-house chef, James Taylor, will then experiment and cook that particular recipe a few times. Then once it's successfully cooked, he'll give the information to our engineers. Our engineers are based in London here as well. We have 2 floors, so behind me is the main showroom. On the floor below, this is where our engineers are based. And we can then simply upload your recipe. They'll load all the relevant algorithms, all the different manipulations required for your particular recipe. And you'll find that your recipe is now in our library. It can be shared just with yourself, or you can actually be sharing it around the world. So that's a massive benefit in terms of recipe inclusion. So we're 70% of the way through this particular recipe, and it's looking great. So this Aloo Matar looks really good. It smells fantastic. And we actually make this at home. I was just telling the engineers earlier today that we make this a similar recipe at home, but we make it like a biryani style. So we add a bit of rice to this particular dish, and we make it like a rice dish with the potatoes and the peas. Now, it's something that I will feed this back to James, our chef, and it's something that we could even consider doing here. So it's like adding your own recipe, and it's something you can do. Also, you're in full control of each recipe. It's not strict in the sense that it should be loaded exactly as it is, and that's the only way it will be cooked. You can actually customize a little bit. So, for example, we had salt. You can have 0 salt whatsoever, so there's no need to put salt in the actual tomato, for example. If you don't have onions, there are a lot of people who don't eat onions and garlic. You can substitute the onions and garlic to like leeks or something else. That will be a substitute. So it will still cook the recipe as it should in terms of the actual, all the movements and all the actions that we've taught it to do. But you simply have full control over the recipe as well. So you can manipulate these recipes as and when you wish. I'll give you an example. The other day we were just making a nice pasta dish, and I was just making a pasta pomodoro, and I thought, okay, it was one of the demonstrations I was doing in the showroom, and I thought, you know what, I'll add a little bit of a different dimension to this pasta pomodoro. So in the container where the onions are cooked, I actually added some Polish sausages. So I had a Polish sausage pomodoro pasta, and it tasted absolutely fantastic. It's not only entertainment, but it's very educational as well. There are lots of recipes in our library that you would even consider. For example, we've got chicken and peanut curry from South Africa. We've got lots of different, a couple of dishes from Persia. There are a lot of recipes you wouldn't even consider, but you have access to this now. You simply select it. If you don't have the ingredients, you send a reminder, grab the ingredients later on. If you can't get out of the house and you really want to cook this particular meal, just order the ingredients. They get delivered to your doorstep. So on your doorstep, you've just got yourself a recipe from anywhere around the world, and you can start cooking straight away because the robotic arm will cook the whole thing for you. It's like almost having your own in-house robotic chef, but no complaints, 24/7, and you'll have no issues. Okay, I've got a question on YouTube. Lydia Chu, what time now? Well, time in the UK is 3:48, if that's what you mean. The time of the actual recipe, it's 78% of the way through, so we have approximately 10 more minutes left. So I'm not sure what you mean by time, but hopefully that's what you mean.
Stir.
Some other frequently asked questions we get is how many portions do our recipes cook? Does the robotic system cook? So on average, depending on the type of recipe, but on average, each of these portions for these pots that we use and for our recipes is about 3 to 4 people. But what we will be having eventually on each of our recipes is an actual serving quantity. So you're able to select the amount of people that particular recipe needs to serve, and we'll be able to guide you as to how much ingredient is required. So say for example you had 5 people arriving for dinner tonight, this only does 3 to 4. You select the 5 people, 5 persons on the recipe, and automatically the system will calculate the ingredients to increase the level for the higher amount. So in case, for example, I had 100 grams of tomato, it will just change it to say maybe 200 grams of tomato and all the other ingredients related to that. So we can actually adjust the amount of servings for each of the recipes, and you can easily do that on our interface. Okay, 83% of the way through, smelling good. I think everything, all the ingredients, as you can see, are now in. Now again, it releases time. It's so much time saving that I can now put the containers in the dishwasher. Whilst it's simmering, I can set the table. In fact, to be honest with you, after I prepared all the ingredients and loaded, and as soon as I started the actual recipe, I've already done the clear up. So I've got nothing to do apart from just maybe carry on working or spend some time with family, spend some time with quality time with some friends, and just wait for this meal to be cooked. And I think psychologically that really is quite a big thing, because it makes you enjoy the meal a lot more, knowing that there's nothing really much to do afterwards apart from just wash your own dishes, because there's no clear up involved. You've done all the clearing up, you've saved yourself a bit of time, and it actually, more beneficial in most lifestyles, and giving you more time. Just going to check to see if there's any more questions on our different platforms. Nothing here at the moment. Nothing here at the moment. Okay. Good. Okay, so 87% done. So we're nearly there, guys. And you're probably waiting for me to give this a taste test and give you my opinion. Also, people like a lot of chilies in their food, so especially when there's a curry involved. So, for example, where I had my onions, I could have dropped in a couple of green chilies in there, and this will make the actual curry even more spicier. So, again, you have full control over these recipes, and you can simply control exactly what's going to go and be cooked by the robotic system. See, nicely bubbling away, it's simmered, it's adjusted the temperature down so it's not overheating or it's not going to burn. None of our recipes have ever been overcooked or none of our recipes have been burnt, because consistency is very important, and making sure that all the recipes are cooked exactly as they should at home, and also a very professional, very high quality, almost like chef's level quality type of recipe. So it's now going to be doing a few more stirs, and we're 91% of the way through, and I look forward to tasting this. So if you have any further questions, please do send them through now. We haven't got much more time because we're nearly at the end of the actual cooking show. But even afterwards, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to contact us via the website. Go to our website, go to the contact us page, fill in all your details. If you've got any design requirements, send the information through. Send in a plan or a drawing of your kitchen or proposed kitchen area, whether you're installing a new kitchen or just refurbishing an existing kitchen. We can implement this in both. And if you want, you can even visit us here in the showroom. We're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we have demonstrations throughout the whole day. We're always cooking 2 to 3 different meals per day. And hopefully when you come in, you'll always see a recipe being cooked. But if not, we can organize something. And if you want to organize something beyond the hours, and if you want to come at the weekend, if you're not available during the week, or if you want to come one evening, we can arrange a special complimentary meeting and a demonstration, and we can have the meeting, discuss your requirements, and still also give you a complimentary demonstration of a recipe, and meet you after a certain time of the day. So we're available more or less any time, even at the weekend. If you're not available during the week and you want to pop down at the weekend by appointment only, you're again more than welcome. Just give us a little bit of notice, maybe 2-3 days notice, and I'll organize something so I can be here, or one of the team can be here to meet you maybe at the weekend and to discuss your the product in more detail and discuss your requirements and give you more information in a more convenient time. So 97% done, and I think this is the last stir of the recipe. So I'm just going to prepare my dish and my spoon. I'm looking forward to tasting this, guys. So this should be nice. Might have had a Aloo and Matar curry for quite some time, so it'd be good to have one of these. So 98%, and you'll hear, in fact I'll turn the volume up so there we go, you'll exactly hear the notification on the tablet, on our interface, that it's complete.
Turn hob off.
There you go. That's the last action. It turns it off as well. So safety is always in mind, making sure that it's not left on. So it turns off everything, and the recipe is ready to be served.
Recipe cooking finished.
There we go. I've got my notification. So I'm going to grab a little bit. I'm going to do a little taste test now in front of you, so you can see me have this particular recipe, and I'll give you my opinion. Oh, it looks great. Absolutely perfect here. Let's just grab a little spoonful. So here you go, guys. This is an absolute perfect recipe. Now, if I went to an Indian restaurant or Sri Lankan or North Indian restaurant and I got served this Matar and Aloo curry, I'll be more than happy. Let's just give it a little taste test. Wonderful. I think this one's a little bit spicy, but it actually tastes great. So, thank you guys. I'm just going to check if there's any more questions. Okay, we've had a question in from Shadow Knight. Good morning, sir. What's the robot's price in dollars? I've been following this project for years. Is it ready for purchase? Yes, it's ready for purchase. As I mentioned earlier, it's available ex-works, so we can support you with the ex-works and the shipping or the air freight. We can support you with all the documents required. And we can also send out a team for installation as well, both the furniture installation and also the engineers as well. And the price is, well, if you go for a standalone system, UK price is about 50,000 plus VAT. So in dollars, I think that's around about $64,000. And that's for a standalone system. If you go for something more integrated with furniture, this is about 75,000 for this kitchen here. So in dollars, that's probably around about $89,000, $90,000 and so on. So it depends on your budget. You've got an indication of where the prices start from. So give us an indication of what budget you have, and we'll design the kitchen based on your budget and based on your requirements, and to make sure you get the overall package. And for the USA, it's not a problem. It can be purchased ex-works. It's got CE certification. It's got all the safety protocols in place, and the product is ready for the market. And we'll be more than happy to discuss your requirements. So send me a message via the website on our contact us page. You can make it to attention of sales, and myself or one of the team will get back to you, and we can discuss your requirements, and maybe we can arrange a couple of virtual meetings and discuss your requirements, and I can show you virtually in a bit more detail how the system works. But thanks for getting in touch. Thank you. Let's see what else. Any questions elsewhere? Nothing at the moment. So I think on that note, I hope you enjoyed watching today's cooking show. The Aloo Matar from Sri Lanka, a North Indian curry. It's a lovely, lovely dish. It's quite spicy, actually. I didn't realize it was going to be this spicy, but it's great. I love it. It's got a nice kick to it. So I'm going to go away and enjoy the rest of my meal whilst you guys have a lovely weekend. And I will see you in 2 weeks' time for our next cooking show. And we'll have another new recipe in our library. And I'll look forward to presenting this new recipe to you. But in the meantime, have a great weekend. And I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.